Alright, so before we actually use that function, let's store these values from page and items per page. So first of all, offset. We're going to create a variable called offset, and then that offset basically will be how far in the array we want to start querying. Okay. All right. So let's say we are on the second page, and then we want 3 items to be displayed on that page. So the offset we want is, if you remember, the first page will have 3 items. So the 4th item that we want to have, which will be the one starting on the second page, will have to start from an index of 3. So because PHP array start at 0, so the first page will have this first item, second and third item. So this is index 0, index 1 and index 2. So if we want to be on the second page with items per page of value 3, the second page will start from here. So it will have this item and this item. All right, so where we want to start querying, that is what will be stored in the offset, because the slice function in PHP accepts an offset. So how we calculate the offset is, say $_get, take the page number, and then we multiply that by items per page. Since it's passed in as a query string, it's going to be inside the get global variable, items per page. All right, so now we've got the offset. So next, let's calculate the length, that is how many items we want, that is items per page. All right, so that is also stored in items per page in the global variable, so we'll just get it from there, items per page. Okay, so next we're going to get the post. Now we're going to be making use of the slice function. So post equals to array slice. Actually, it's not called slice, it's called array slice, and the first argument it accepts is actually what array you want to slice. So since this is going to be our database, it will be our array of items from the database. So in a real, as I said, in a real scenario, you're going to actually populate this array using a call to a database, but since that's a bit of a complex issue and we're actually trying to explain Ajax here, so that's why we're not going to go through the trouble of actually setting up a real database. But as I said, in a future video, I'll be doing that. Okay, so stay tuned. All right, so array slice accepts a first parameter of the array that you want to slice, and the next is the offset, like what position do you want to start querying the array, and then next, how many items do you want when you start querying at that position. So if you started at position offset 2, how many items from 2 do you want? If you want 3 items, it will give you 2, 3 and 4. Okay, all right, so next we've got the post. All right, so let's create another variable called results, and the reason we're creating that is we want to pass, anytime that any query has been made here, we want to pass to the caller, that is the Ajax page that called this page. We want to pass in not just the post, but how many posts in total, so that they can create on that page the post links. So these post links will be populated based on how many items are actually in this array here. So we want to let that page know how many items are in total. So we're going to create an associative property in that array, call it total post, and what it's going to be, its value is going to be count of fake post database. Okay, and the next item in the array is going to be actually the post. So this is the total post in general, so everything from the database, the count of it, and then the next item in the array is going to be post. Okay, so we say post, then we'll give it a value of this post over here. All right, okay, so next what we're going to do is, which is final, we're going to take that same variable and we're going to call another function called JSON encode, and probably some of you may know this already. What it does is it just takes an array and creates it into converts it into a JSON string. So since the result array is what we want to convert. We pass that back into the JSON encode function, and then that stores the JSON string inside of this variable over here. All right, so let's just echo that out and see what happens. Result